Hey, how you doing? It's Mike Tula, BGP Sports, KCAA, 10:50 a.m. out of San Bernardino, California. We're here at the We're at the Canelo Liam Smith fight at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Please introduce yourself, sir.
Hey, my name is Armando Gonzalez.
And you're not just Armando Gonzalez, you're Armando Gonzalez, a Hall of Famer from the International Latino Hall of Fame for Taekwondo. Is that correct?
That is correct.
That was easy. All right, now that we established that, you train with a lot of people in various boxing gyms. You've kind of been in it. You've kind of seen everything behind the scenes that members of the media or even like staunch fans may not have seen. So who do you think, maybe an up-and-coming guy, as much as I hate to use that word, but a talented boxer who's people may not know about just yet?
So a couple of weeks ago, I went out to a gym out in Philly. Sparred with it's a pretty famous family out in Philly called, their last name is Ennis. They got a really famous gym called Bosie's Dungeon. Out there, the youngest brother, his name is Boots Ennis. The kid was a U.S. Olympic team alternate. I watched him spar about 8 rounds, and the kid is just lightning. The kid is good. Nothing else to say. Like, he comes from a family of fighters. His older brother, Pooh Ennis, was actually sparring partner for Canelo. So they have the lineage. And if you see this kid fight, he's got the timing, he's got the speed, he's got the smarts, and he's very well with it, very articulate. So hopefully he gets promoted in the right way. You can start seeing this kid out of the East Coast pop up all over the states.
Awesome, man. Appreciate that. And now, you were at the Gaylord Resort Hotel yesterday. That's where pretty much everyone's staying, the media, all the fighters, etc. And you ran into Kovalev, so that kind of got me to thinking of Kovalev versus Ward. I just want to get your professional take on that fight. Who do you got in that, and what are you going to be looking at in that fight?
A lot of that fight's really tough to really think about. You have two opposing styles. You have Kovalev, whose style has changed over the last 3-4 fights. Who's gone from just a destructive puncher to a really smart fighter who really picks his shots, to Ward, who he's been out of the game for about 2 years, hasn't quite fought really good competition in 2 years, but he's still Andre Ward, pound for pound best. So what I'm looking at is to see how Ward can take a punch coming up from 168 pounds, how he can last taking those punches over the course of 12 rounds, and how well Kovalev can make adjustments to the adjustments that we know Ward will make over the course of 12 rounds. Ward has never been, he's never been a flashy fighter. He's never been, a one-punch fighter. But what's made him a pound-for-pound best is his ability to just adapt from one round to the next. A very fluid fighter. So we got to see Kovalev not only use his power, but use his form of adjustments to outbox by one of the smartest fighters in the game at the moment.
Right, and a lot of people had Ward, especially after the Super 6. He was pretty much well known to be one of the top, if not the top pound-for-pound fighter. They made a kind of a big deal about his layoff. He had that issue with the promotional company. How big a deal is that as a fighter? You think it's overrated? Do you think that maybe helped? Him given his age, or talk to me a little bit about that.
I think it's always overlooked.
Overlooked in what sense?
In the sense that for most fighters, if early on in their career, if they take the 2 years off, that's usually detrimental. But this is a guy who, Olympic gold medalist, hasn't lost since he was, what did they say, like 9 years old, 10 years old, something ridiculous like that. And for his age, being probably in the 30s by this point, this is a guy who doesn't stop training throughout the 2 years. He's always in the gym. So at his level, at his stage of his career, the 2 years off is fine. There's no questions asked. He will be fine from that. It's more so affects the younger kids who don't get the experience. You don't want to see a kid fighting once or twice a year up until about 20-some-odd fights. You want to see a kid fight 3, 4, 5, 6 times a year. Once he gets into breaks the top 20, that's when you start slowing it down, because at that time is when they start accruing punishment. You want to save the wear on, save what's the word? Save the tread on the tires. What I'm trying to get at.
Right, absolutely. And well, speaking of kind of top pound for pound fighters, we have Triple G. Now we know we're about to see Canelo Smith tonight. Obviously, Triple G and Canelo is the next big mega fight. We know that's not going to happen anytime soon. Who do you think? Kell Brook, they had a stoppage last week. Actually, you saw that fight, so I want to get your opinion on that fight. How do you think Kell Brook looked, and what are your thoughts on Golovkin after that fight as well?
So first off, with Kell Brook, my thoughts on him, he is a fantastic fighter. I've been a fan of him for, I didn't quite know about him up until I saw him fight, who did he fight? Porter. And then I sort of followed him, looked back at his career. The kid is good. And his corner saved his career. That's probably one of the best stoppages you could ever see in boxing. But the way he looked, he was outboxed him, he was banging with him, he was hitting him. I don't believe that there's anyone from 147 up to 154 who could beat him up until Errol Spence gets his a couple big bouts under his belt. Then he could really truly challenge Kell Brook for the #1 status. If you put Kell Brook and Canelo in a fight, I really think Kell Brook can outbox him over the 12 rounds. But now the biggest thing is to see how his eye reacts after the surgery that he got. Next with Triple G. It's tough to say, man.
You like him fighting Danny Jacobs or Chris Eubanks or somebody else?
Who, Triple G?
Yeah, Triple G.
I think he'll smoke. Both of them, but I don't want to take too much away from Danny Jacobs because he's always proved me wrong. Danny Jacobs to me is a really good fighter, but against Triple G is a whole different animal. So it's a tough fight to see, but I think he'll smoke him. He'll smoke him. Triple G against Canelo, that's another tough one because again, Triple G was getting hit by Kell Brook. He was getting roasted by him. So one thing you want to see is how well Triple G could take Canelo's power, but on the other end, Canelo's never been hit. So we don't know how Canelo will handle getting hurt. You've never seen Canelo wobble, never seen him get knocked down. So our biggest issue is to see how well he can take a punch and how well he can take it over the course of 12 rounds.
We're here at AT&T Center. Who did you think anyone's been impressive so far in the undercard? Looking forward, I know we just saw Saddam Ali, defeat Saul Corral, but anyone that caught your mind? Maybe Ortiz earlier or what have you?
Yeah, all the kids that are training under Robert Garcia. So I know these kids are from San Antonio. Tanajera, a kid named Bam Bam, I forgot his last name, not Bam Bam Rios, but Bam Bam something. All these kids, there's about 4 kids from San Antonio who are very, very impressive. And now, if I were you guys, go to Robert Garcia Management, look these kids up. They're all from San Antonio. They are really, really good, and they will be good. And they're being brought up by the right person.
And final question, since we're talking about state of Texas, the Charlo twins in Houston, what's your take on them, and who do you like them fighting next?
The Charlo twins are good, really good fighters. Train with Ronnie Shields, one of the best in the game, and they're being brought up very carefully as any prestigious prospect should. I think I forgot which one. Jermel Jamal is scheduled to fight IBF #1 contender Julian J. Rock Williams. I think that fight's gonna be very difficult for him. J. Rock is often overlooked. The kid is smart. The kid is fast. The kid is hungry. The guy has come from nothing. He's got a hell of a trainer. Trainer's name is what's his name? Trainer's name is Breadman. Might sound weird, but that's his name, Breadman. And that guy is one hell of a trainer too. So this team out of Philadelphia should not be overlooked. And if you want to see a really good fighter, look at Julian J. Rock Williams. There's a lot of promise coming out of him, and I think he'll give Jermel Jamal a run for their money. Again, just to wrap things up, look up Boots Ennis. Boots is his nickname. Boots Ennis is going to be a future world champion. You got to watch him. You got to look at him.
All righty, y'all. Thank you very much. Armando Gonzalez, Latino International Hall of Famer. Appreciate your time, bro. Catch you next time.
That's all. Thank you, guys.